Welcome back to another Japan honeymoon vlog. We decided to treat ourselves to the room service breakfast. Today our plan is to visit Nara Park before taking the train to Osaka. Taking his time.
Can you do it again? I might have missed it.
Can I do it?
Huh?
Can I do it?
You went to my pocket and was like, over here. Do it again.
We're having an early morning in Osaka to beat the crowds. I've been eyeing these the whole trip and finally got one. We're starting a late morning at Glitch Coffee. I really liked it here because the baristas were very meticulous with helping select a roast. We don't have any plans today, so we decided to walk over and see Osaka Castle. Alright, I have to do this quickly because Carlos already left to get food, but we are here in Osaka and I found another Snoopy town. So I got the scenery box. I haven't opened it yet. I just took all the crazy tape off because they do not want you to see what's inside. So I really want maybe the beach, maybe Snoopy and Charlie. Actually, any of these besides this one that I already have. So let's hope I don't get the same one. Okay. Oh, the planet one. Oh, I'm actually really excited about that. This one. Oh, so cute. I can't wait to put them together.